everyone, it's Drew here, and welcome to a special bonus episode of Crypto Altruists. We're coming to you live during Octant Epoch 12, and I'm really excited about this one. For those who don't know, Octant is an incredible public goods funding platform and community that enables users to stake GLM and allocate a portion of rewards from the yield generated by Octant's 100,000 ETH treasury to public goods projects in the Ethereum ecosystem. They also recently launched direct Ethereum donations, which presents a new way to support Octant projects if you don't have GLM locked. We are super excited to be participating in this round, for the third time participating in Octant round, and would of course appreciate any of your support. It goes a long way in helping us do things like this and keep our platform running. The round closes on June 30th, so make sure to get your contributions in by then to be eligible for a pretty big matching multiplier. But enough shilling myself, because that's not why we're here today. Why we're here today is because I had the opportunity to sit down with Nico from the Octant team to talk about where Octant is today. We discussed what's new with Epoch 12, what the heck proper quadratic funding is, and the evolution from V1 to V2. And the best part, and the most important part of why we're here, is because Nico's actually going to walk us through a demo of their new interface, showing you exactly how to allocate GLM and how to make direct ETH contributions to the causes you care about. So whether you're brand new to Octant or a longtime participant looking to allocate rewards for Epoch 12, there's definitely something here for you. So let's jump into the conversation. All right. So excited to be joined here by Nico. It's always a pleasure connecting with you from Octant. Yeah, I mean, we go way back from having you on the podcast back in the day with your work with OtterDAO and now, with Octant. And I can't wait to chat all about Octant V2. And you're going to give us a demo as well, walk through what has changed, kind of show us the new features. I can't wait. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Drew. Yeah, as always, such a pleasure to chat with you, come on the podcast. It's been also awesome to see your journey and your growth with so amazing guests, so many. And yeah, excited to chat and show you what's new on Octant.
Yeah, amazing, cool. To lay the groundwork, for folks that maybe don't know kind of the story behind the transition from V1 to V2, this is kind of really your first time really testing it out at a scale with the community for this epoch here. What are the big changes between V1 and V2? Just kind of the high level for folks that are kind of just curious about what changed, what's new.
Yeah, so the slogan for Octant V2 and for this round is Octant is for everyone, because now we also accept direct ETH donations. So previously you had to lock GLM for a few months in advance in order for the whole amount to be effective and generate enough reward so that you can participate. But now you can, if you have ETH on your wallet, you can directly participate on any Octant round. We can dive deeper into how the mechanism works to level things out with the longer term stakers, but that's I would say the main thing here. And for Epoch 12, we've also introduced Proper QF, which is probably something we can also dive deep later on. Also an AI feature we're gonna look at that will help you allocate in an easier way and give you information that you want. So yeah, excited to chat about all that in more depth.
Yeah, very cool. And I know that this is also kind of situated in a broader kind of like evolution of Octant into, really onboarding other communities to Octant. So as opposed to just Octant, using the protocol to distribute their funding to projects, you could have other ecosystems, staking funds and then rewarding their communities and allocating funds via that way as well. And I know that I believe Gitcoin has already, put some funds up, which is really cool. Can you tell me more about that side of it?
Yeah, right. So I think Octant is for everyone also applies to this, because now other organizations like DAOs and foundations, any sort of institution or anyone really, can use the same mechanism that we've been using at Octant, meaning that you can park your treasury in one of our vaults, and what the vaults will do is generate yield with pretty much many of the battle tested DeFi protocols, and you can use that yield to distribute it to your ecosystem with any mechanism that you want. We use proper quadratic funding, but if you want to do just a simple split contract and send it directly to specific projects in specific percentages, you can do that, or anything in between, like have a a delegation pick on for how it gets distributed.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how Octant is now open to any sort of organization to use.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this evolves and how organizations start to run their own funding rounds and see an engagement around that. It'll be really interesting for sure. And, Epoch 12 is upon us. There's only 5 days left at the time of recording, probably four by the time we release this. It went by so quickly. But maybe for folks listening, what's kind of the high level of Epoch 12? What's different about this epoch?
Well, if you've participated in Epoch 10, it's actually
Mm-hmm.
quite similar, except we have two new projects
Mm-hmm.
there. And yeah, we just wanted to double down on some of our like best, let's call it grantees that have used the funds in a most effective way, and like they
Mm-hmm.
have a strong visibility in the ecosystem, and a couple that go beyond that, like a
Yeah.
couple that have almost no relationship to Ethereum, but we believe have created immense impact and were worth having in the round.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a couple new ones like Zeal 911, I think very important for
Mm-hmm.
today's world where we have a lot of hacks in the Web3 space.
Yeah.
Zeal 911 has been doing an amazing job at mitigating um, the damage that comes
Mm-hmm.
from those hacks, and sometimes even um, helping stop them. So
Mm-hmm.
that's an amazing team. And EEZ, that's the Ethereum Economic Zone. It's a
Mm-hmm.
project for Ethereum interoperability, led by people from Gnosis, but also Jordi Baylina, who's true mastermind behind anything zero knowledge, and
Mm-hmm.
who did a live demo of like how interoperability and shared liquidity
Yeah.
across Ethereum and its L2s will work. So also an amazing project. And yeah, we have, of course, like Crypto Altruism as one of the grantees. Really great work that you Drew do, and
Thank you.
of course, all the usual suspects like
Yeah.
Protocol Guild, ETH Staker, L2B, Rotkey, etc. You can check them
Mm-hmm.
out on Octant.app.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really cool. Like, new interface looks great and everything, and such a great kind of range of projects taking part. It's, I don't want to show myself much because this is more meant to be educational than promotion of me or Crypto Altruists. But I think that it's just amazing and humbling to be in the same kind of space as like Tor or like Solidity or something. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, I sometimes feel like I don't belong here. It's like, yeah, it's wild. So it's amazing, just very humbling, I would say for sure. But why don't we just dive into the demo then before kind of chatting anymore? You can show us in real time what it looks like, how folks can engage and participate, and yeah, we'll go from there. And there should be an option to share your screen on here. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it
Okay, perfect.
there.
Awesome. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, so when you go to Octant.app, this is the first thing that you will see. It's a dashboard with
Mm,
all the information about your profile. This is a test wallet that I have where there is 200 GLM locked,
mm,
and these are the rewards that I've accrued throughout the time. On the
mm,
left-hand side, you can explore some other stuff like projects from previous epochs. You can filter them by epoch and
mm,
etc. So, or some metrics to check out. Also, you can pick like the different epochs, and we also have a leaderboard with all participants. But the important part thing is to go to allocate rewards. So I'm gonna click
mm,
here. It's gonna open a new tab. So let me change it quickly. There
mm,
we go. So when you click on allocate rewards, this is what will pop up for you. This is the Epoch 12 dashboard.
mhm,
And what we have here is, I think the most interesting feature, I would say, is when you click here on set up your budget, it will
mhm,
ask you if you want to vote with ETH directly or use accrued with rewards.
mhm,
Um, so in this case, because this is the new feature that I want to show. Let's use vote with ETH directly.
Mm-hmm.
And once we click here, um, the whole ETH from my wallet will show. So I would recommend that you reduce it a little bit. Maybe I will
Mm-hmm.
do zero point 0.3 ETH. And what we see here is what I was telling you a little bit about earlier, is that because the other way to contribute is to buy GLM, lock it, and leave it
Mm-hmm.
there for a few months until you
Yeah.
accrue enough rewards so that you can start voting. So that takes time and involves the GLM token. In this case, in order to balance that out, we also give the option for anyone who doesn't have GLM to vote. And the way it works is you, with half of the amount that you commit, so in this case 0.03 is what I commit, with 0.015 will get swapped to GLM and
Mm-hmm.
burnt, and the other 0.015 will be my voting power, as we can see
Mm-hmm.
here. So once I've decided on my budget and I'm happy with this budget, I click on save, and here we see that this is our budget, right? It
Mm-hmm.
shows here as well on the dashboard. It shows how many projects there are in this round and what's the matching pool. That's 200 ETH in this occasion, and we have the quadratic funding method to distribute the money. It's actually what we call proper quadratic funding, as I mentioned earlier, so we can check that out later
Mm-hmm.
on. So once
Cool.
you've set up your budget, the next step is to set up your ballot. That's by exploring the projects. You can scroll down and see all the projects that are participating in these sort of cards, but you can also open them. Let's
Mm-hmm.
find Crypto Altruism.
Oh, I think I saw it on the left right there.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And here you can see like the profile of the project to add to the ballot, and you can easily add it to your ballot here or remove it by clicking again. And if you navigate, you can use this navigator to explore
Okay.
all the projects one by one, or just
Mm-hmm.
go to Epoch, scroll down again, and see a new set of projects. I mean, it's always the same 25, but with this
Mm-hmm.
feature, they get shuffled every time. So
Mm-hmm.
let's add a few more just to showcase the demo. And once you've added them to the ballot, you can click on Review Ballot. But before we do that, I wanted to show you this round assistant as well.
Oh, cool.
Um, this is AI enabled, so here you can ask it really anything. So any other projects related to the ones in my ballot that I should also consider. For
Mm-hmm.
example, just something from top of my mind, and it's telling me that I already have a solid mix, and it
Cool.
gives me a few projects that are related to, for example, Tor project and Blue
Mm-hmm.
Filter, privacy and security. It gives me these two options related to DAppNode and EAS. It gives me these
Mm-hmm.
options and related to Crypto Altruists, funding the commons. That
Yeah,
is
that's a
spot
pretty good
on, I
one.
would say,
Yeah, I would
right?
say so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can click on these cards and it will direct you to the profile, and then you can also add it to the ballot here.
Cool. That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, yeah, and then once you have your ballot, you can see here, you can see that we have our 0.015 ETH that's
Mm-hmm.
allocated. Um, if you click this, it will be split evenly across projects. So if we go to review ballot, we see that if we still want to change this, maybe add a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
we can do that here on the left hand side. We're probably familiar with this sort of card already, and the projects. Maybe we can change the allocations a little bit
Mm-hmm.
randomly, just to showcase that you can do that. And here on the bottom side, you can see how it all changes. Let's do something like this. Then we
Mm-hmm.
have um, our full allocation here. And yeah, here you can see what's how your vote shifts the matching, meaning, and here in the bottom we see our estimated impact. That is zero point 0.5 ETH. That's 36 times um, the amount that we've decided to contribute. So
Sweet.
if we click on review and sign, then we should be ready to confirm our allocation. First of all, it will ask you to simulate the transaction just to make sure that everything is working all right. You will need to sign twice, and once you've signed twice, it shows everything looks good, and then I can sign and submit by clicking here. Probably you're not seeing this, but it's popping. My wallet is popping up.
Yes.
It's asking me to sign a transaction with gas. The first one is with gas, and the second one that will pop up in a second will be a simple signature without gas. And
Mm-hmm.
there we go. And it's looking in my contribution. Should show the next transaction. There we go. Sign and confirm. And there we go. Our vote is
That's so
in.
cool.
We have um, helped shape 200 ETH. We can see
Sweet.
how we've allocated, of course, majority to Crypto Altruists, and how many other people have voted in this round so far, and
Mm-hmm.
a card that allows you to share on X, and that's pretty much the whole demo.
Mm-hmm.
That's you can of course always change your allocation as long as the round is open. So until the 30th of June, you will be able
Mm-hmm.
to make some modifications and change your votes. But that's pretty much it. Do you have
Mm-hmm.
any comments or questions, Drew?
Very cool. Looks amazing. Love the interface. What happens when you click on the see your impact button there? Is that just like bringing you to like your profile?
It shows you
Oh,
this
okay,
sort
yeah, it
of
shows the
wrapped
like
thing
what
that
your
we
matching
saw
is.
at the beginning.
Right, that's
Yeah,
what we just saw. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
exactly.
Mhm. Very cool. Yeah, this looks awesome. Yeah, I love it. And there's like a one of the things I like about this too is that there's a leaderboard as well, correct? So you can like see the folks that have contributed the most. Can we see that?
Yeah, absolutely. So to do that, you go to Octant.app. Let's see
Hmm.
if we don't need to
Oh, I might
change the
open it.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
And this is our profile here on the right-hand
Hmm.
side. That this image gets generated and gets
Hmm.
assigned to you based on your activity on chain on Octant.
Hmm.
This is like the newbie card, like the seeker. So because this doesn't have any epochs, as I told you, this is
Hmm.
sort of a sort of voting
Hmm.
testing testing one, but my official one has, I believe, another. I think the Oracle.
Hmm.
But yeah, here is the leaderboard with you see different types of characters in the Octane world based on your activity on chain and how much ETH
Yeah,
you've contributed, how many epochs you were part of, etc.
that's cool.
So yeah, so as you said, it's a pretty cool way to see how many other folks have played around with it.
Yeah, and I love the graphics too. I just want to see a closer look at them because I love this type of like imagery. So that's yeah, that's so cool. And it's leaderboards are always great. So yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And I guess love to talk about quadratic funding for a couple of minutes if that's okay. Um,
Let's do it.
Proper QF. We've been chatting a lot about that in Octant Epoch 12. What is proper QF? And I guess what would be unproper QF?
Yeah, it's. I mean, it was a bit of a title that we chose to spark
Mhm.
curiosity, of course.
Yeah.
We call it proper QF because it's literally a one-on-one representation of the first um, paper that Vitalik published with some other
Mhm.
folks around quadratic funding. It basically, in a nutshell, it introduces a new variable that is alpha, that
Mm-hmm.
determines how much of the matching pool gets allocated. So with proper quadratic funding, not necessarily the whole, in this case, 200 ETH will get allocated. It will depend on how many people are voting in the round in total and how much they are allocating. So
Mm-hmm.
considering those two variables, and we can. This is a pretty good page to visualize that. Actually, if you go to qf.octant.app, you will be able to use this calculator.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go through it a little bit?
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, and I like how it has the like graphics there to explain it. Um, yeah, I love the like just the one versus one matching, which is the common thing that folks would see in like a funding round, to quadratic funding, and showing kind of the difference between, if 100 people donated instead of one, which is really cool. So, can I see the calculator? You said that there's a calculator built in.
Yeah. So if you scroll down, you can see the quadratic funding formula. You can
That
see
stuff's over my head.
how.
I'll say that. The formula, the math. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, nope, I don't know what that is. But
Yeah, same, same. But if
but you
there
don't
are
need to,
any.
which is the important thing, right?
Exactly. That's why we
Mm,
also created these calculators to make it easier to
mm,
visualize. Let's say, I don't know, we have 50 contributors and we raised,
mm,
I don't know, $700.
mm,
Then, if one whale contributed to it versus how many contributors, like as we can see, it's a lot more,
mm.
right?
Yeah.
That's one of the calculators. This also explains how there are different weights um, to the formula, and
Mm,
this is alpha. This is the important new variable that is introduced
mm,
in proper QF. It comes from the capital constraint QF formula.
mm.
um, Capital constraint because, well, the matching pool size, let's say, will vary
Yeah.
on this variable. So how much gets allocated? If it's below
Mm,
one, we can see that um, the total funding that these projects get is below what they what they wanted because like
mm,
not enough people participated on the round or not enough
mm,
money was contributed by the people participating in the round. So, and this is the calculator.
mm,
Here you can decide on a matching pool, let's say 10,000, and then we can pick the different projects. So let's say Crypto Altruism, and we can add like multiple contributors. Let's say it has 10 contributors of like different amounts, some 100, some 30, 135, something like that. And yeah, we see in total there
Oh,
was 374, and the match is 2,200
yeah.
versus Community Garden and Whale Project that receive um, less from the matching because
Hmm.
they had less people contributing. So here
Yeah.
you can visualize it, and you can add more projects as well, and
Hmm.
the amount of contributors that
It's cool.
participated. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool too. It's a good thing to test for others that are interested in like, you know, taking part in this grand experiment of Octin, and putting up some of their own treasury, to run their own funding rounds. It's a great way for them to kind of better understand it and what that could look like, which is really cool. So that's amazing. I really like that. And question I had to around this all is, one of the challenges with quadratic funding I've seen in previous rounds is that, it's hard to kind of like give a solid, reliable estimate to folks as they're, putting money for, because you don't know how many people are gonna, donate and those sorts of things. How does this address that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think that's always a bit of a
Mm-hmm.
challenge. But with this new formula, it's a little bit more certain that
Mm-hmm.
the matching is not going to fluctuate that much because the impact that you have, as we discussed, like the total amount of funding for the round also scales the more people are participating.
Mm-hmm.
So that also helps estimate the impact a lot better
Mm-hmm.
because the multiplier is a sort of function of that
Mm-hmm.
participation and how much the
Right.
the matching pool grows
Mm-hmm.
with your participation. So it becomes a little bit clearer. It's still not
Mm-hmm.
100% perfect, like
Of course.
the how much it gets multiplied, but it's a lot better than with a not proper QF, let's call
Yes.
it.
Yes. Well, you can't predict the future, so no, you can't blame you there. You never know, and it'll be interesting to see how Epoch 12 wraps up. I know that we often see a big push in the final days. Folks might allocate their votes a bit differently as well and change things up, which I also love the ability to like dynamically change as you get more information. Super awesome. So yeah, this is great. Can't wait to see it all culminate over the next 5 days with Epoch 12 and seeing how it goes. And it sounds like it's gone great so far. Interface looks awesome. For folks that want to learn more, get involved, where's the best place for them to go, and what's your call to action?
Yeah, so go to octant.app and you
Mm-hmm.
can participate in the funding round there.
Mm-hmm.
As I mentioned, Octant is now for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
so you only need to have ETH in your wallet and you can participate already. Test it
Mm-hmm.
out before you commit to buying GLM and locking it and start generating ETH rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and then you can follow any updates on Octant app on Twitter. So it's at
Mm-hmm.
Octant app altogether
Yeah.
over there on X.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they've also been doing awesome live streams throughout this past week. You can check them out, the recordings of them, so you can learn more about the projects. Just go to their, probably the best place would just go to your X account for Octin, and they'd see all the ones from the different days, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if you
Mm-hmm.
check out our live streams from the previous days, you will see that
Mm-hmm.
we also had a demo day with each project pitching for 5 minutes. It was super fun. We have amazing hosts as well. And if you want to, maybe it's a little bit hard to navigate on X, you can also go on YouTube and search
Mm-hmm.
for Octant app, and the recordings will be there as well.
Awesome, great. And I'll include all those links in the notes, of course, for folks that want to check that out. Many ways to learn about the projects. Demo day was awesome. You killed it. 3 hours straight of streaming. I don't know how you do it, but that's awesome. I know that the guys from the Rise Up Morning Show were doing like 10 hours that day or something like that of streaming across different shows. I'm like, man, people,
They're
I don't know
crazy.
how they do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a
But it
lot of
was
energy.
oh yeah, and it was a good one though. That was a fun demo day, great community engagement as well. So yeah, thank you for everything you're doing. As part of Octant, just as you as an individual, for all you're doing to uplift this space, and thank you so much for your time today and walking our community through the demo. That was super helpful. So for folks listening, check out the show notes so you can get involved, whether that means contributing ETH, getting some GLM and staking it for the first time, whatever that looks like for you. All the links will be in the show notes. So thank you so much for your time today, Nico. It was a pleasure as always.
Yeah, a pleasure as always to be here, Drew. Thank you for the invite and good luck in the round. I hope you get a lot of funding this time.